Well, good morning, YouTube friends and family, and welcome to today's edition of the Wellness Homesteader. So, as promised, how did you fare actually first with your French bread? And I noticed on my last video, somehow the word Italian bread got snuck in there. So I wanted to share with you here, I did put my bread in a lock and lock container. If you've never used a lock and lock, it is a game changer for keeping bread fresh. But the whole loaf wouldn't fit in. So I actually cheated a bit and I ate the end that wouldn't fit in because that's what you should do with bread. So this is the French bread we baked yesterday, and I'll leave a link at the end of the video to that video in case you missed it. So you have a couple options here if you're wanting to turn your loaf into a pizza. You can slice the entire loaf horizontally or lengthwise. Or what I'm going to do, because I want some of this bread just for eating, I'm going to cut off a portion, set that aside, and I am going to actually have that side. So one of the things about the Lock and Lock too is it has this little piece that you can slide over the cut end of the bread. And I'm telling you, it makes a big difference when you're making homemade bread because you're baking bread without any preservatives. So let's take our piece of bread, and what I'm using to cut with is actually, I believe it's called a Victorinox knife. And let me tell you, these things are super sharp. My son recommended this to me, so I decided I would purchase one, and let me tell you, buy the blade guard for it. It is an absolute game changer for slicing bread. So we didn't show the inside of the bread yesterday. Beautiful, beautiful crumb. Really came together nicely. So I hope you all will give this a try because, as I said, even if you're not a bread baker, you're going to feel like one. So I have my oven preheating to 400 degrees while I build my beautiful, pizza. So I'm going to start here by just putting a little bit of olive oil on the cut surface of the bread. And then I have my own home canned spaghetti sauce, but I did receive this jar of Ragu Margarita pizza sauce that I thought I would give a try. This was something that, scooch it down here, just happened to be in a food pantry basket. So I thought, why not make homemade pizza with it? So I'm putting it on pretty thickly. There's no right or wrong way to make a pizza. And as I shared in my first video, pizza is truly one of my most favorite foods because you can do so much with it. You can use chicken, beef, sausage, pork, pepperoni, just all veggie, which is actually one of my favorites. The pizza I'm going to make today, I'm trying to use up some things in my fridge that I know need to be eaten. And one of those is some pepperoni. So the next thing I'm going to do, I have a little bit of mozzarella cheese left over. I'm going to lay that on top of the pizza sauce before I put any toppings. And I like a lot of cheese, so this will kind of help glue those ingredients, if you will, to the pizza. So how simple is this, right? Not hard. And I'm going to put some pepperoni. And if you're vegetarian, you could certainly use a vegan pepperoni. My favorite pepperoni is turkey pepperoni. However, when I purchased this, I happened to be shopping at Aldi, and believe it or not, that time they did not have turkey pepperoni. It's a lot lower in fat, and it's still quite tasty. And once you start eating it, you won't know the difference between regular pepperoni and turkey pepperoni. Next, I'm going to put on a little bit of basil that I grew from my garden. So a traditional margarita pizza, and it's not margarita like you drink. It doesn't have any meat on it. It has tomatoes mozzarella cheese, and lots of fresh basil. Well, I don't have fresh basil, but the aroma of your own homegrown herbs is incredible compared to what you get in the jars. So I vacuum sealed this. Let me grab the can opener. So this summer, I dehydrated both yellow and red tomatoes for use on pizzas, various things like that. So I'm actually going to add some of my tomatoes. And I'll tell you, tomatoes just dehydrate so beautifully in a food dehydrator. I'm going to put a tiny touch of crushed red pepper flakes. You could certainly omit this. And then I have some Italian cheese. It's just a whole bunch of different cheeses mixed together. And this particular bag is really finely shredded, so it will melt those ingredients we put down into a nice cheesy package, if you will, and just be absolutely delicious. Now you could add mushrooms, you could add olives, you could add green peppers, you could add onion, but for simplicity's sake, and because this is what I happen to have on hand, and I'm gonna add some more basil on top, this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna put this into a 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes until it's good and bubbly, and I will bring you back, so stay tuned. All right, well, our 20 minutes have elapsed. Are you ready for the big reveal? Mwah. So this is very hot. I actually have it on a cooling rack, but whoo, about dumped it on y'all. Very, very delicious looking pizza. Can't wait for it to cool a minute to dig in. So you can imagine if you use the whole loaf of bread, cut lengthwise, how many people that would feed, because it's a very filling and very delicious way to make pizza. And it's a little different than a regular crust pizza. So I wanted to share with you all, I'm trying to get back on my Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. I've had a little bump in the road this week, so if I don't see myself, I'm having some problems with my lupus, have not felt well. So I thought I would go ahead and get this video done today. So even though I look like I don't feel well, we still have to eat, and pizza always makes everything better, right? Right. So I hope to see you again on Friday. That's the plan. And as always, be healthy, be well, be blessed, and I'll see you all on Friday. Take care.